Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another stream here for Age of Empires 4. It's been a little while since our last stream, but we wanted to come back and get at least one more stream in here for Season 1 as things are starting to wind down. Season 1 Festival of Ages. Hopefully, you've been enjoying it so far. The season's been going on for quite a while now. And yeah, we're going to chat just a little bit about Season 1, what we've had as a bit of a review there. We've also got some talking about what's coming up in the future, as well as a look at some UGC, which brings me to what we're going on here. So I'm Grant, community manager for Relic Entertainment, obviously working on Age of Empires 4, and we've got a special guest. You can see beside me on the stream, probably on the webcam already, Chris Rubyor, who is joining us to talk a little bit more about UGC and some of the amazing content people have made and what that looks like and where we want to go a little bit with it. So yeah, Chris, if you want to just maybe introduce yourself and let us know a little bit about what you do for those here who might not know.
Sure. Number one, thanks for having me. I appreciate it. Um, I'm what you would consider a designer. I'll start by saying, I've been working in RTS since 1994. One of the first games that I ever worked on was Dune 2, the building of a dynasty for the Sega Genesis, followed by Command and Conquer thereafter. I've worked with the creative franchise director Adam Eisgreen for 2 decades now. So been around a long time. Love RTS with an undying passion. Worked on a lot of games and pretty stoked about that. So my role on the World's Edge team, I'm more of a tactical designer. I work with our various partners like Forgotten Empires, Relic on a day-to-day basis. Working with them on systems, content creation, bugs, and just a variety of issues that come up throughout the development of the project. I always like to say I work in the shadows. My goal is to just work with the teams to drive for a high level of quality and content, and then provide experience and help guide our design teams to just deliver great things. But yeah, I've been on World's Edge for about almost 3 years now, working on Age 4.
Awesome. Yeah, and I mean, a lot has happened. I mean, Age 4, you've worked on it obviously for 3 years there, so you mentioned that's kind of before everything up into launch, but also now we're obviously in the kind of live operations. The game is out, but we're still making content. Stuff is still happening. We're still putting out updates, stuff like the season here, and then the big thing, obviously, and kind of what we want to talk about today a little bit more is UGC. Uh, so definitely, definitely a really cool thing, and it lets people make what they want. But Chris, to you, what makes UGC so special? Like, what does that open up for the community?
It's a huge part of our Age franchise. All of our products have it. But that being said, I think above all else, it definitely gives players the ability to customize and expand upon the contents that's there. It allows them to take this great foundation that we built and expand it with new ideas. I love UGC. I've actually in the past hired designers into companies based off the UGC content that they created, and which usually starts with maps or experiential content like missions or campaigns. But for us, we as a publishing arm, as a developer, we continue to release new content, but it's amazing seeing all the great ideas that our community has and then giving them the power to be able to implement those ideas. Some amazing things for the game comes out of that. So for us, UGC is just something that provides longevity for years to come. And I will tell you, unlike previous Age games where the tooling was a little bit simpler, we actually have given the community and content creators essentially the full-on development tool, minus a few things, a few tweaks here and there. But and we worked very hard to try to make it easier to use for players as well, which actually benefits the team in the long run. So a lot of great stuff, and we believe I'm looking forward to seeing all the great stuff that our community creates going forward. So we're only 3 months in, thousands of mods have been created. 100,000 plus downloads of mods. I mean, I haven't even looked at our latest data yet, but players really dig this stuff, and there's a lot of great mods out there, and really impressive to see what our community has done.
Yeah, it's definitely really, really exciting. And I just saw in chat, I just want to mention, yes, the person asking, yes, we are live. This is not pre-recorded. Both Chris and I are here live, but also UGC, we've been using that term here a few times, and this stands for user-generated content. This is anything made in the Age of Empires 4 content editor beta. This was put out alongside Season 1 when that launched, and we've definitely seen a lot of really cool stuff come from our community members so far. Uh, there in a past stream we had Michael Conkin come on and show a little bit of a demo of how to create UGC, and there's a lot of documentation actually on the website and from other creators out there to get you started. It's not like you can get something made pretty quickly, which is a nice thing. You can just hop in, play around, follow some quick tutorials, and you'll have something, and then it's you can learn and continue to build. As Chris says, like this is a thing, like realistically the more you do this, the more you'll customize, and who knows, maybe there's a future for you at some point down the line in kind of like the design side of this if you really enjoy it. uh,
Here's, if you don't mind me jumping in there, Grant.
Go for
Um,
it.
One of the things, that is pretty amazing about the tool is that we have these wizards that essentially allow you to, for example, creating maps. It'll actually create the terrain off a template as well as incorporate a palette of textures for you. Many ages ago, we had to you literally take great height maps, shape all those height maps, and then come up with our own texture palettes. And as designers, we had to kind of do it all ourselves. But one of the things that's awesome that we've done with this tooling is that we essentially give you kind of this really cool foundational head start. So you can generate a map, creates all the splats and palettes for you, as well as gives you a kind of a pre edited height map that you can massage and work and modify, which I've done plenty of times. And as somebody that I come from a background of map making. Map making is actually a passion of mine as a designer. Even though I do systems and other types of design, I could make maps for days. It's just something that I just thoroughly enjoy. I love it when you can create environments that tell stories. But um, to be able to basically use the tool, use the wizard to create these maps, just basically generate a fully playable map, and then go into edit saves you days, if not weeks, worth of work to get something up and running, and then be able to export that up into our system so other players can see. It's kind of really cool. It's for me, it's almost like an old school designer. It's like magic being able to see all this come together so quickly. So the team has done an amazing job working to make the tooling easy for content creators to get into.
Yeah, and I think that's the nice thing is like you mentioned that the generator, like the wizard tool there, it is kind of magic. It gives you a good base to start from. You don't have to spend all that time getting the fundamentals and changing things one by one. You're kind of tossed into that. You have something to work with, and you can customize it how you want from that point. Uh, Also, really interesting thing I saw actually come up in chat, and this is part of something I actually wanted to talk about, is the map creation. There's a huge dedication in our community for it, and I see Dr. Dabston in chat says they have a map contest they're making, which is really awesome, which means we'll probably see some more really cool maps come from there. But back actually in May, Aussie Drongo had a map making contest as well, and it was cool to see this being a community-led initiative by people passionate about making these maps who want to see what people can make. I believe there was a pretty decent prize pool. I think it was around $1,000, and people were told to make their own maps, and there were some really cool entries in there. Some people made stuff like throwbacks to past Age games, Oasis from Age 2, for example. Yeah, so it's just really cool to see what the community is making and like this dedication. You can just go at it, hop in and start making maps, publish them in just a few clicks, and someone else can try it out, which is really cool how quick that turnaround is.
Yeah, no friction, really easy to use, and it's if you haven't made a map, go give it a try. It's really, I mean, it's really just several clicks, and I think the hardest thing that you're going to struggle with is coming up with a name for your map or your tuning pack or your mission. So, but that being said, it's really easy. We love seeing this content. I love browsing through the mod section, tuning packs, generated maps, crafted maps, and just kind of throughout the day maybe downloading something and taking a look at it to see what our community is doing. And you mentioned something earlier. One of our community members held a contest, and I haven't seen those maps, so I'd love to work with the community to take a look at those top-rated maps. And with regards to incorporation in the game, that's something we can talk about with our community team and evaluate. We do have to make, we do go through kind of a quality check on a lot of our content, a rigorous quality check. So, but that doesn't mean that there's nothing we can't do down the road. So definitely we'll work with the community to make sure we see those maps and get them in front of get them onto my desktop.
Yeah, definitely. And as mentioned, the content editor currently is in beta. There's definitely going to be more work, more customization, more stuff that you'll be able to do with it in the future. We just wanted to get something to you to get your hands on, to get those mods out there as quick as possible, which is really awesome.
Yeah, I would like to highlight too. I know beta, it's like, oh, it's not finished. Yeah, there's a lot. I pushed hard for beta because we have there's a lot of new features that we want to add over time. There's a lot of improvements, quality of life improvements. So we felt that keeping it in beta was the best way to, it was best for the community, and really kind of communicated that this is still work in progress. We're still building on this tool to make it super awesome and just better for our content creators over time. You know, I'm always jealous of Age 2 and the other games. They've had 2 decades worth of time to kind of hone and shape their experiences. We're at 6, 7 months now. So, but I can assure everybody in this stream and in general, you have a dedicated team across our partners and within World's Edge that is working to make this game continue to make this game amazing, even more so than it is.
Yeah, and I think that's the cool thing to think of, is there's going to be more coming to the editor. Like, this is not all you're getting. There's going to be more options, more things to do.
Oh yeah.
Uh, Definitely something to look forward to with that. But in the meantime, like, you can hop in, you have this product, you can hop into this editor and start making something right now. And as the editor changes or evolves over time, you can continue to evolve or change your maps as well and take things in new ways, which is awesome to see. Basically, you're in charge of what you want to play as well and what you want to share with the community from your side.
Indeed.
Awesome. So, talking about some UGC, Chris, I think there were a few different mods and pieces of UGC that you really liked from the community that you've taken a look at so far.
Yeah, I mean, some of these, go without saying, they're really cool. Some are some Age 2, inspired by. When it comes to content, Nomad is one of those that's top of the list. It's a great mode. For those that aren't familiar with Nomad, basically you start with 3 villagers that are kind of scattered. And basically, you can kind of pick your location where you want to set up your settlement, essentially. It reminds me of it's very similar to how we used to do CNC back in the day, where you'd start with an MCV and kind of drive it around and deploy it where you want. It's a very similar concept. Simple mod, but nonetheless a lot of fun, a lot of download, a lot of people, a lot of players are enjoying this right now. So if you haven't checked it out, you want to try something a little different, Nomad is definitely a good way to go. It's definitely takes a bit getting used to, because you have to kind of readjust your brain to how you allocate your resources early game, because you have to build everything from scratch.
Awesome. Yeah, Nomad is definitely like there are a lot of cool mods out there, and definitely I think one of the cool things is just go take a look. Go look through the browser, see what's out there, and try some of them out.
Yeah, and I always look at everything as when it comes to H4 and how we have our interface and UI, especially on the front end. Phase 1, phase 2, we're looking at ways that we can improve access to the mods, making it more accessible. So this is something the team, we're all exploring. How can we make it easier for players to download mods? Basically reducing friction in the process. It's everything that takes time, and all of this comes based off of player feedback. So and that's a great thing about our community, incredibly vocal, which we love. And we're working hard to just make a better game for everybody. So the next mode that I want to talk about, it's called advanced game settings. And this is great. When I first saw it, I'm like, holy cow, how did they really, this content creator went in and really made a bunch of cool features. Basically, it adds, like what, five new win conditions to the game. Gives you the option to, you can either play Nomad, or when it comes to setting up your settlement, you have a bunch of different choices. It adds treaty to the game, so you can set a treaty for 5 to 10 minutes before players attack. You got different types of victory. You have team victory conditions. As you know, there's a team solidarity option. So if you're looking for something unique and to add a little bit more flavor to the current offering, there's a lot here. I mean, there's even a regicide option, which I'm kind of like, wow, that's awesome that they did that, as well as an option to have a game only about score. So if you haven't checked it out, super easy to download. Once you kind of download it and subscribe to it, you would find this under game setup, and you would basically you would change your game mode, and you would find it under mode. So it's super easy to access, but does add a lot of flavor to the experience. The next mod that was really awesome to see, of course, was a Castle Blood Automatic made its way into Age 4, inspired by Age 2. For those that don't know, Castle Blood Automatic, basically it's about destroying your enemy castles. Once the player loses all their castles, they're basically defeated instantly. Everything's removed from the game. That's it. So an Age 2 inspired mod. Kudos to the content creator that brought it forward. There's a couple of variants to Castle Blood Automatic on the mod in the mod system right now. So it's definitely something that you'd like to check out. Played a few games. It's great. The content creator did a great job bringing that forward. And then, of course, it goes without saying the plethora of PopCap mods that you can find in the system, which is great. You can find, it seems 300 is the magic number for a lot of games right now. And that's awesome to see. But there are PopCap mods for 1,000. Just, you know, there's no shortage of mods to download in this area. You even have some mods that combine PopCap with other ways to play, which I'll highlight in a second here. I actually created a mod that does just that. So yeah, a lot of really cool stuff. And if you're just looking for something to change the PopCap mod, 300 seems to be the sweet spot for a lot of players out there. So a lot of good games. It's great seeing. To me, when players make crafted maps, there's a lot of work involved, and I'm not saying there's not a lot of work involved in creating tuning packs. Manipulating data can be a laborious task, but creating a generated map or creating a crafted map from scratch is a lot of work and takes a lot of time. And if you go into our system, a lot of players getting their maps up right now. Even generating maps and making modifications to those using our wizard is really awesome to see. And we've seen a mountain pass with walls variant, which is a play on a map that we shipped with, basically a fresh take on an existing official map. Another map that I've had a lot of fun with is called Royal Rivers. Basically river valleys, just really cool how the designer went in and laid things out and the rivers that you have to cross and creates these really cool kind of land obstacles that you need to move through. So really good job there. But if you're looking for a different way to play, there was a Lord of the Rings map too that I worked on a Lord of the Rings game many years ago called Battle of Middle Earth, which was a lot of fun. So I always love seeing Lord of the Rings. I'm a big fan of Lord of the Rings. So I always love seeing inspired by maps, and it was great seeing. There's even Helm's Deep, I think, that's work in progress as well. So kudos to those content creators looking to have some fun. And then, something that I put together with our production team, I wanted to give our designers an outlet to be able to experiment with ideas, really radical ideas, and not have to go through kind of the mainline version of the game where it has to go through an update patch. And this is an idea I've always wanted to experiment with in RTS games that I've worked on, but we didn't have the right systems in place. And Age 4 brings all these great systems in play, being able to download a mod and then it automatically updates when the content creator creates an update. So we have a really awesome back end. But this mod, it's basically AOE4 Mod Labs, and this alias is set up to allow designers, both myself as well as partner teams, to create just really fun, radical mods, and then get it out there for individuals to try. The reason why we created this is because we want to experiment with ideas. Are there new ways that that maybe ideas that we have that we want to see what players think about? Is there a new way to play Age? A new way, do players like, fully symmetrical maps? But this is an opportunity for us to try new things. And we have a couple mods out there right now. One I created called Age Plus, which basically shortens all of the build times for units and structures to accelerate gameplay. And this is something that you've seen in other games, as well as I moved walls to Age 3 and tweaked some siege based off of what I saw in the community. But more so, I wanted to experiment with what players thought of build times. Do they want a faster paced experience that maybe would kind of accelerate it to about 20, 25 minutes? I don't know. We don't know. So we're in a kind of a data gathering mission to help kind of inform our decision making going further. So, and this is a great place to do it because it doesn't impact the mainline version of the game. So expect to see more from us in the future as it relates to mods and cool ideas, and we'll work with the community team to potentially promote those so we can get your thoughts and see what you like and what you don't like.
Yeah, that's such a cool, different kind of channel to get these experiments almost out to the community there. So this is just the AOE4 Mod Labs is the creator, so they can kind of keep an eye for what's
Yep.
coming from there, right?
Absolutely, and that's that's a variety of designers. It's an alias I manage, but the idea is to work with content, our designers across all of our partners, as well as if I get some just radical idea on the weekend and decide to upload something, then I'll do it. So fun stuff. Something I don't think many devs have tried before, and I think it's we'll see if it works. Hopefully, players, hopefully it does.
Yeah, hopefully some of the people here on the stream who want to take a look at what we've just talked about and will give that a subscribe, check it out in game, and try it out.
Yeah, the tooling, it's a great tool, super awesome to use. And I know that there, for some, if you're coming from age two or you've never worked in develop, with a tooling before like this, it can be a little bit, there's a little bit of a challenge there. Outside of the wizard, like creating a map or just some very templatized content. So, but my advice would be stick with it. Especially, this is a great opportunity, especially if you're looking for a games, a job in the games industry. Having, like I said, I hired designers that have created mods in the past, really great mods. You could tell that a lot of passion was put into this content. That scored it, landed them a job at a publisher slash developer. So there's a lot of opportunity, but more so, it's a great way artistically to express yourself, and it's a great way to just keep the game that you love and enjoy alive. Content mod creation is such an awesome thing, especially when it's easy. So, but I will tell players, content creators, with time, the tools will get better. We're going to continually improve them. We have dedicated resources to this. I'm working very closely with these teams. I want to make the tools easier to use as well. So definitely stay tuned. I would love to talk about a roadmap, but just not quite there yet. So we're still gathering feedback from our content creators and players and internal teams to kind of hash out and plan out exactly what we want to do. But there are a few things that I could probably call out eventually towards the end. Grant, whenever you want, that
I
are
mean,
that are highlighted.
since we're talking about UGC and that, I think now's a good time. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, yeah. So I can say on our future facing plans, we are looking at incorporating state tree support, which would give content modders much more flexibility in managing and creating new types of units and functionality. So we're going to go even deeper with that tool. We don't have a timeline for it, but it's definitely hot on my list to get in asset swaps so you can reskin your units, structures,
I'm sure the community
and
is going to love that one when that comes out.
yeah, as well as providing some options for camera tuning. So you can tune the camera however you want. Again, no ETA just yet, but as soon as we have more details, we'll definitely share that with the community. But that being said, I can tell you we have a list of over 50, 60 items that we want to get done, and that's just the start.
Yeah, and that kind of comes down to, again, talking about how this is kind of a beta of the content editor there, and it's going to continue and it's going to evolve, and we're going to see where we can take this over time.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited. I love the tool with a passion. I do stuff on the weekend. I make mods on the weekend. So it's definitely a lot of fun. It's a great tool. The team at Relic did a great job putting it together, and a lot more to come. So super excited.
Yeah, and I just want to give a shout out right now. I see in chat KASV AOE has joined us with a rating party, so 107 people are coming to join us from them. Thank you so much to all of you tuning in. Uh, if for those of you coming in now, kind of midway through the stream, towards the endish, we're talking about both season one, just a little bit of what's been going on with that as we approach kind of the wind down period and season one's coming to its end in the near future. As well as been talking here with Chris Rubyor from World's Edge. He is a senior design director, talking about UGC, user generated content, the content editor that's in beta, as well as just kind of a little bit of where things want to go. Yeah, so I think that's probably a good spot for us to switch over our discussion here a little bit to talk about this. So, if we look, season one is coming to its close, very close to us. It's just a few days away. Season 1 closes on the 30th at 10 a.m. Definitely want to hear all of your feedback on the season. This was our first of them. There are going to be more. Some of you have probably seen the roadmap. There are more seasons planned, more content, more fun. But we do want to know what you think about the season. So the best spot for that, if you're not is already there, is to go over to the Age of Empires forums and basically share your feedback there. There's going to be different threads people have already created. So that's a good way to get your feedback to us on the community team as well as to the developers. We share all of that with them. And then there's also the Age of Empires Discord, which is not necessarily meant for communication with the developers directly, but it's a good way to talk to other members of the community as well. You can share feedback. You can share your mods there with each other. Like it's a great way to get that going as well. Yeah, so that is kind of as we come towards the end of season one here. Let me just grab the next little thing here. So this is just going to pull up our roadmap that we revealed earlier. So this is the current roadmap we recently shared, talking about what's coming for Age of Empires 4 here. Well, season one is over. The fun is not ending. We're still going, and this was over on the ageofempires.com blog where we shared this. So it gives us a glimpse of what's coming in the near future. As you see, this roadmap goes from June all the way through November and beyond. So definitely, if you want to read, there is a good post on the Age of Empires website. You can read in depth as to what's coming. We break down a little bit more about some of these things on here, but very, very near is we've got the season 2 public update preview. Beyond that, there is going to be season 2, which obviously is going to have ranked season 2. Seasonal events. There is a new map coming called the Pit, which looks really cool. Definitely get some more information on that for all of you soon. And then, so this is the big kind of theme of season 2 is customization, and we've heard that you want to be able to customize a game. There are some of these things you've wanted for quite a while, and we've heard, and we wanted to work with the team to make sure we get these out. But not just get them out, but get them out in the right way, where it makes sense, and that it feels kind of familiar and at home to the community, so you can just use these features and understand how they work. So some of those include the fully remappable hotkey system that's mentioned there. Some of you have already seen this if you're part of the public update preview. Definitely something to sign up for if you're not already part of that. There will be more of them in the future. Player color picker and the map preference system. So these are all great ways to customize kind of how you'd like to play the game. That's season 2. More information on that will be coming in the near future as we share that with you. And then after that, there'll be another public update preview. We're trying to currently have these before each season so we can get some of these updates out and let you check them out. And then the next season after that would be season 3. Again, seasons, they're here to stay. We really do think that seasons are a lot of fun for the community. We've seen people really enjoy them. There's different rewards. You can kind of go through this, see your ranking. It's always fun. Definitely was fun watching Elliot in the past with some of his Road to Rank streams, and maybe we'll look at doing something like that in the future. Who knows? Maybe we'll find someone. We'll just hunt down one of the game designers, developers, get them to do some playtime. But for season 3, we have a lot more coming as well. These are a little bit more like less cemented. Some of the concepts there's a whole and more, which there's definitely going to be a lot to talk about. But ranked team games are one in there. Taunts and cheats, I know these have been something the community's been talking about for quite a while as well. And then number balance changes, bug fixes, those are kind of, we try to have those whenever possible. Always a good thing to fix bugs. I'm sure our team would also agree, and all of you do, and a lot more. So that's kind of what's going to be coming in season 2 and 3 in the near future. And this is our current roadmap. We will continue to update roadmaps and share them whenever it makes sense, whenever it's possible, and we have something new to share. Yeah, so I guess that's pretty much the big thing there. So today's stream, we wanted to talk about season 1, see how that's all unfolded with that ending very soon. Have Chris join us to talk about the UGC, the mods, and the different amazing content all of you in the community have made, and then give you this little look at, if you haven't yet checked out the website, this is kind of just the roadmap we're looking at. Definitely do head over to ageofempires.com. You can read more in depth into some of these things shown on this image. It's a pretty decent breakdown, and then as soon as more information on stuff like season 2 or all of that is available, we will be sharing those with you as well. And throughout this roadmap, there will continue to be patches, including balance updates and bug fixes, all throughout as well. Yeah, so I guess this brings us pretty close to the end of the show. I know originally we were thinking this was going to be just a little bit of a shorter stream, but we thought it was worth coming on to get a stream, to be here with all of you in the community and share this and kind of thank all of you for taking part in season 1, for playing this, for sharing your feedback. And if you haven't yet, please do share your feedback. It means a lot to our team. We do share it. We do read everything that comes in. Forums are honestly one of the better places for that if you haven't yet shared your feedback there. But yeah, season 1, it's been a lot of fun. I think we've seen a lot of you have fun. And yeah, our season 2 is coming. We don't have a release date announced just yet, but stay tuned. Season 2 will be coming, and that brings as that the new map there as well, the pit, which looks really cool. I can't wait to show more of that to all of you in the near future.
If I may add, Grant,
Yeah, hop on
with
in.
regards to the seasons, the team is really dedicated to continuing to improve the overall experience. You know, the first one out the door, we knew that there would be additional improvements that we had to make, so it was great that we got the feedback. But with each new season that we kind of launch, it's just going to get better and better. I mean, we have there are individuals that are incredibly passionate about making this a great experience for all of our players. So just expect to get better with them. Expect these to get better with time. Love. I was going through the chat. I love love seeing things like, oh, new Civ. Hmm. You got DLC, all that good stuff. Waypoints, visible waypoints. I can. There's a lot of great stuff that's in the works right now that we can't necessarily talk about, but I read a lot of this and I can say, oh, we're looking to address that. We're looking to address that. We're looking to address that. So we hear you. We definitely hear you, and the team is working really hard to make these to make it happen. So just a lot of work, big game, lots of features, and but the team is they want to. We're going to continue to make this great. So
Yeah,
yeah,
and that's the thing is like the feedback you share with us makes all the difference. Like we do listen to it from the community team. We look through it regularly and we share it with the developers, but they're also there. They have full access. They can check out the forums. They can go read stuff, and very often they do. I'll have a member of the development team reach out to me being like, I saw this on the forums. Can you get me more information, or can you reach out and figure more about this? And we do. Like they are reading it. It's not just the community team. The developers are in there as well. Pretty much anyone who's here working on Age of Empires. We want to see this game be the best it can be. So we're all out there reading your feedback.
yeah, it's great stuff. Keep it, keep the feedback coming. In the mod forums, on the official forums, on Steam, wherever you want to post. Please, if you have feedback, some suggestions, please post it up there because that's, it's that feedback in addition to, all the things that we find that's just going to help drive to make this a better product. So, I know sometimes it's kind of tough to hear certain things, but that's just, we're here to make a better game for our players, and that's the most important thing. So I can't stress enough that our team is incredibly passionate and dedicated to making this an awesome experience. And I wish I could talk about all the cool things that are in the works, but I know our production team would just kill me.
Yeah,
So
they would hunt you down. It's one of the things like we do that. There's a lot of cool stuff coming, and I know all of you are looking forward to it. We are too. And
yeah,
as soon as there's stuff we can share, we love to share these updates with you when we're ready. So
yeah.
definitely stay tuned. But otherwise, definitely season 2, season 3, definitely some cool stuff there. I again head on over to the Age of Empires website. You can read all about what we've announced there, and yeah, we'll have more information as well as soon as we can share.
And with regards to like UGC stream, let us know what you all would like to see in the future with regards to content creation. Would you like to have one of our designers come on, talk through some more of the systems? Let us know what you'd like to see, and maybe we can kind of work that out to to create tutorials or just streams that can walk players through the process, maybe to potentially make it easier. I don't know. Love to hear what you guys think on how we on cool UGC streams that we could potentially do in the future.
Yeah, definitely to all of you. Again, for chat, UGC, user generated content, anything created with the content editor there, mods, all of that. But also, if there are things you'd like to see on the stream, let us know. Hop in the forums, Discord, anything, tweet it at us. Just let us know, like, hey, you want to see this, and we can see about making it happen. We're all about these streams. Like, we're doing these for you. We want to be giving you the kind of content you want to see. So if it's something you're interested in, we'd love to try and make it happen. Yeah, and if that means having special guests on, we're totally happy to make that happen. Might take a little bit of time just to figure out everyone's busy schedule. You know, our teams are always quite hard at work, and I want to do say a huge thank you, Chris, for joining us today. It's been great to have you here to chat about some of this UGC. I know the community from chat, they love just hearing this, and having someone as passionate as you talking about this, it's great.
Yeah, I love Age of Empires. You know, a fun tidbit. I actually worked on a game called Star Wars Empire at War with one of the original UX designers from Age of Empires. I know a few guys from the team. Back in the late '90s, I met a few of them. Just great. You know, it's a great franchise. Great. And for me, it's an honor and a privilege to be part of it. Looking forward to making great things for everybody out there.
Awesome. And to all of you in chat, I know it's been a little while since our last stream, so I do want to say thank you for taking the time to tune in. Again, if there's other stuff you'd like to see in the future, let us know. We'll continue to take a look and get streams going whenever possible. Yeah, but that pretty much brings us to the end of the stream. So thank you so much for tuning in, everyone. Thank you for playing Season 1 and for enjoying the game and sharing with us. Keep that feedback coming our way, and we'll see you in the future for more streams and for Season 2 and beyond.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you so much, everyone. See you next time.